Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
Mark time. March. Present. On.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colors. Colors turn. March. Mark time. March. Colors. Post. Colors. Colors. Colors turn. March.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, David Matos, class of 2015 president.
Good evening. Welcome to friends, family, teachers, and administrators. A special welcome to our distinguished visitors, Colonel Della Mater, Dr. Hill, Dr. La Liberde, Ms. Phipps, and Mr. Long. The senior class would like to thank you for all coming to watch us walk across the stage tonight. Today is graduation day, a day that we reflected upon yesterday, appreciate today, and anticipate our future. The past years of our lives seem only like a few moments ago. Yesterday symbolizes the very first day of school, when we walked into our kindergarten classes, when we held our cartoon lunch boxes and hung our Hello Kitty or superhero-themed backpacks on our backs. Our parents would stand off to the side, taking countless pictures as we smiled and waved, or in other cases, nervously bowed our heads, like I am, down and cried as we entered the classroom, which seemed overwhelmingly humongous at the time. Those moments were so precious, for every obstacle that was presented was simply a new experience and held something for us to learn. The only worries on our mind were about the lunch menu at the school that particular day and recess. Those times seemed so simple and easy. Little did we know what was ahead of us. And what seems like a blink of an eye, we stepped into middle school and then high school, where again we felt that overwhelming sensation of a new journey that we were about to embark on. For most of our class members, Yokota High School has been our home. The past 4 years of our feel like they have only been 4 days, with each day going by faster and faster than the previous. The small worries we once had in elementary school, like lunch and recess, transformed into homework and projects, tests, and the struggle not to fall asleep in class because of late night hours before. We have had the most amazing opportunities to be able to graduate at the best school in the Pacific. Academically, we have the brightest kids in the class that you'll ever meet, who have taken pretty much every AP class and scored 4s and 5s, while still having extracurricular activities. We have the greatest athletes this year, who have taken our baseball, softball, boys track, girls soccer, and lady and guys basketball teams to victory in this year's Far East tournament. We have the most artistically talented students too, who can draw a work of art in a matter of seconds. Have you walked through our art room before? It's filled with beautiful works done by our senior artists. Our senior singers and musicians are quite talented too. I hope you have the chance to go see the spring concert this past May, to hear the wonderful concert that they put on for us. We have the best video production team and photographers who are the best at what they do and televise the Panther News Network all year. Now, I could go on and on about each individual you see here on stage, however that would take forever. The important part is that this isn't just an ordinary class you see here on stage. This is the senior class of 2015, the class that rises above all in every way, shape, and form. We may have small numbers here at Yokota High School, especially in comparison to the states, but we have proven that we are the hardest workers and with strong dedication, who have the best teachers and staff to motivate us and guide us to do great things. Looking back at the past gives us time to see what has transpired and reminds us of memories. However, yesterday is gone. Today we stand proudly before our administrators, teachers, friends, and family. I think this is an appropriate time to stand back, take a deep breath, and look at how far we've come. From senior sunrise, to our last homecoming dance, to painting the senior parking lot, to designing and ordering our senior hoodies, to our final prom and sayonara matsuri. We have truly collected some of the best memories this year that will last a lifetime. And even though we won't be wearing our cute themed backpacks as we did 12 years ago, our parents gathered once again to watch us stand tall, wearing our caps and gowns, not only physically transformed, but emotionally and mentally as well. As some did before, a few of us may bow our heads, scared and nervous like we were on the very first day of school. However, this time we are no longer small and naive children, but rather grown and mature men and women, moving forward confidently with the lessons we have learned from the first chapter of our lives. Tomorrow we'll be propelled into the unknown that life has for us. It is only the beginning of our next journey, and there are endless opportunities to come. Opportunities are sometimes born out of events of disappointment and frustration. We must stand strong and hold a positive outlook to drive ourselves beyond those negative situations to see the good in everything. While we reflect on yesterday, appreciate today, and anticipate tomorrow, we must not forget who have helped us to get where we are today. It is important to recognize how much has been given to us, as well as expected to give back even more. What I mean is, we should no longer be self-focused. We should strive to push forward to make this world a better place, to give in to live in for generations to come. If that can be achieved, it is no longer yesterday, today, or tomorrow, but is forever and eternal. Before I finish, I would like to issue a challenge to the class of 2015. Today we stand here proud before our administrators, teachers, friends, and family, as we have now finished our high school careers. We have completed the basic education that will serve as a platform to propel ourselves into our future endeavors. Without a doubt, the journey will get rough. My challenge to the seniors and to myself is to hit those obstacles head on with a strong heart and head held high. Each and every one of you has the potential to do so many great things in this world. Just think about it. If each and every one of us were to live up to our potential, the world would become a much better place. The possibilities are endless, and the future is in our hands. We can meet this challenge because we are the senior class of 2015. We are the class that rises above all. Thank you. The commencement ceremony will now begin, and congratulations to the senior class of 2015.
Welcome to this evening's graduation ceremony. I would like to congratulate the seniors. You've worked diligently to get to this point in your life, and you're about to embark on a new adventure. I want to recognize your academics, music, and theatrical performances, and your athletic accomplishments. You've become role models to younger students. I know this because I have 4 children, and they look up to you. They'd like to become the best basketball player, the role model, the lead in the school play. I know this because they tell me on a daily basis. They want to come see you. As your principal, I arrived in the middle of the year, and you welcomed me with open arms. It was a pleasure to guide you and support you, to help you with your Eagle Scout projects, to help you meet your graduation requirements, and to keep you out of trouble, some of you. I look back and I laugh. I see the memories that were good, and I remember the tears that we shared. I'm honored to be the one to sign your diploma. I wrote a message to you in your goodbye kiss. There were 5 points that I want you to remember. I'd like you to think about yourself as I go through these. Number 1, the ability to think critically. Number 2, hard work ethics. Number 3, problem-solving skills. Number 4, the ability to take risks. And number 5, creativity and innovation. These came from the top 100 CEOs in America. They got together and they decided these were the factors that made successful people. It's been a privilege to be your principal. Some of you will enter the work field, some of you will go to college, and others of you will serve our country in the armed forces. Whatever path you take, I wish you the best. Thank you, students, and thank you, parents, for all you have done to raise our graduates. Our future is bright because of these students and what they bring to our future.
I would like to at this time introduce our salutatorian for the class of 2015. It's Mr. Leo Austin. Leo was born in San Antonio, Texas, grew up in Texas. He also grew up in Misawa, Japan, as well as Yokota Air Base. Came to Yokota Air Base in 2004. As a Yokota High School Panther, he was involved in numerous activities. He has played varsity baseball all 4 years for the Panthers, and with the Panthers, a winner in the Far East Championship this year. He's been on the Principal's Honor Roll and is a member of the National Honor Society. He is a recipient of the Yokota Officers' Wives Club Scholarship, the PTO Scholarship, and the New American University Scholarship. Leo plans to study biomedical engineering at Arizona State University. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2015 salutatorian, Leo Austin.
Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Yokota High School class of 2015. We are honored and humbled that you've chosen to join us to celebrate one of the defining moments of our lives. Very few of the accomplishments that we will have in our lives are done as individuals. Most are done with the support and contributions of many others. We would not be here tonight if not for our parents, our teachers, our families, and our peers. Tonight is not a celebration of our achievements as individuals, but a celebration of our collective efforts. The Buddha once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This is a metaphor for the rest of our lives. No matter what the future holds for us, it begins when we take our first step across the stage tonight. And while we may never be together again as a group, we will always be inexorably bound because we began our separate journeys together. Every step on our journey may not be successful, but as Winston Churchill said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Never be afraid to fail, because failure is a byproduct of trying, the same as success. We cannot ultimately succeed in life without failing occasionally. We must have the confidence to try and the courage to fail, and that will give us the strength to succeed. I know that we, the class of 2015, can all be successful because of our willingness to work hard, to care about what we are doing, and to give our best effort, even when no one is watching. When we leave here tonight and go our separate ways, always remember the words of the Buddha. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. Be true to yourself, do what is right, and never give up. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shalana Brown, and I'll be thanking the teachers on behalf of the class of 2015. Many of you have known us since we were pint-sized freshmen, and several of you just met us this year. Since our first day on the Yokota High School campus, as your students, we have tried to be on our best behavior, to stay on your good side. Some of us still maintain the best impression, while others, are still trying to keep you smiling. To speak on behalf of this class, I am honored to say that you, as our teachers, are our knight in shining armor. With your mighty sword of knowledge, you were able to defeat all the monstrous beasts of thoughtless questions, such as, I was absent? Did we do anything while I was gone? Or, can we watch a movie instead of doing work? Using your strong, unbreakable shield, you blocked all the foolishness we tried to get past you. You were geared up with a hard silver helmet that protected you from our tricks of trying to get out of work. Thank you for letting some of us be your teacher assistant to help when you needed us. We have many strong memories, such as homecoming pep rally, when we allowed you to destroy us with dodgeballs. To the memory of Mr. Bennett trying to understand our slang and repeatedly saying or not. To Mr. Thett and his amusing quiet games at the end of classes. Looking into the stands as you came to cheer us on at our games and performances, and for coming to our dances, telling us how beautiful and handsome we look. Thank you for all the hard work and dedication you put into each day, and not only because it's your job, but because you see a future that is bright for every individual sitting on this stage. You shared your knowledge with us, and we shall share our knowledge to the world. This year was truly memorable. The class of 2015 sincerely thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Community, we are blessed to have co-valedictorians this year. So what we'll do is introduce the two valedictorians, co-valedictorians here for Yokota High School. First, we would like to introduce co-valedictorian Christiane Sonnenberg. Kissy has lived on Yokota Air Base for 16 years. As a Yokota High School student, she has been very busy. She was the AFJROTC Cadet Lieutenant Colonel and former Cadet Corps Commander. She was a delegate of Harvard Model Congress Asia for 4 years. She played volleyball all 4 years and is a National Honor Society member. Kissy received a full scholarship and will be attending the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado, where her father is an alumni. She intends to major in foreign area studies and plans to attend law school and become an Air Force JAG. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2015 co-valedictorian, Christian Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Barr, and good evening to everyone in the audience and to those in the audience who were not actually able to join us physically. Thank you for viewing our commencement ceremonies. To my fellow classmates, it has been my pleasure to grow with you through our years in high school. It is a privilege to graduate with you, and it is an honor to represent our class as co-valedictorian. So, as we all know very, very well, this year was our accreditation. Now, I don't know about you, but my absolute favorite part of the accreditation process was listening to the word of the day. We may not remember all of the 100 most common SAT words, but we were definitely exposed to some obscure words that we had never seen before. So, continuing our fine tradition of expanding our vocabularies, let me give you one last word of the day, and I hope that you'll remember this one. Your word of the day is intrinsic. The Cambridge Dictionary defines intrinsic as being an extremely important and basic characteristic of a person or thing. Here's an example sentence. Billy Bob Joe has intrinsic worth as a human being. Now, that's really just a needlessly complicated way of expressing the simple idea that your worth as a human being is not based on your grades, your varsity letter, your college acceptances, how much money you earn, who or whether or not you date, whether you work, where you work, or what you end up doing in the years after graduation. Rather, your worth as a human being is based on who you are, your character, your unique likes and dislikes, how you treat your friends, how you love your family, how you live your values, and how you follow your dreams. Mother Teresa, a venerable figure, whether you're religious or not, said, "God has not called me to be successful. He's called me to be faithful." For me, this means that I'm called to be faithful to my God, my country, and my family. To others, this means that they are called to be faithful to the pursuit of happiness, to their roots, to the betterment of humanity, to the accumulation of knowledge, to achieving athletic perfection, or to the service of others. Whatever you are faithful to, be faithful, and do not worry whether you succeed in your endeavors. Yes, try your hardest to realize your dreams and change the world, because growth lies in the path to achievement. But remember who you are and what you believe in, because, as Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Come the start of this next school year, this good-looking class that you see in front of you will be scattered to the ends of the earth. I'll be a cadet 4th class at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Jonathan Crumpton, Julio Ferrer, Sharif Saxon, Adrian Denson, and Amelia Klemke will be in or finished with Air Force Basic Military Training. Josh Lambie will be in Marine Boot Camp. Justin Foe will be at Embry-Riddle doing math that I can't even begin to understand. Phil DeLisi will be killing it as a golfer for UCLA. And Jacob Conger will be starting on the long road to the priesthood. Other classmates will be traveling, spending time with family, beginning their careers, saving up for college, and becoming star athletes. I'm honestly awed by how our class has grown as individuals since we first stumbled into the halls of YHS over 4 years ago. And I know that we will continue to develop into even more amazing, unique people. The class of 2015 will change the world for the better, whether we graduate from college, enlist, or spend a few years just forging our own paths. We will protect others as airmen and Marines, and we will serve others as doctors, nurses, priests, teachers, engineers, and psychiatrists. We, the class of 2015, will achieve great things. But fellow classmates, I entreat you to remember this. It is the small things, done with great love, that make us who we are. Not our accomplishments, not our jobs, not the nice new sports car that we get after our first promotion. Our worth is determined by who we are, not by what we accomplish. Our value is intrinsic to our being. So as we graduate and forge diverse paths, we will strive to achieve great things. But we will know that our worth extends beyond our achievements. Wherever life takes you, through the highs and the lows, through celebration and sorrows, through triumphs and failures, I hope that you will remember the word of the day on the day of your graduation, intrinsic. Thank you, and God bless.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Sonnenberg. I would now like to introduce you to our second co-valedictorian, Mr. Nicholas Torres. Nicholas Torres was born in Anchorage, Alaska. He and his family moved to Yokota Air Base in 2001 and were here until 2004. Fortunately for us, they came back to Yokota Air Base in 2011. Nicholas is a member of the National Honor Society. He participated in Harvard Model Congress Asia in his junior and senior years, winning honorable mention both years. Nicholas is a presidential scholar. He won a scholarship from the Yokota Officers' Wives Club and a scholarship from FAP. Nicholas plans on majoring in international relations at the University of Texas, Austin, and hopes to either go to law school or join the Department of State when he graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2015 co-valedictorian, Mr. Nicholas Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Barr. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I speak for the entire senior class when I say that the last 9 months have been a whirlwind. We're still trying to wrap our heads around the fact that in just a few weeks, we'll be living away from those who have supported us our entire lives. How can we take care of ourselves when it seems like only yesterday we were children? I remember when I was younger, I was always intimidated by high schoolers. From the perspective of an 8th grade kid like me, even the scrawniest senior seemed like a colossus. Though high school kids frightened me, I was reassured by the fact that one day I would be big too, just like them. As I'm sure you can probably tell, things didn't go my way. I ended my first year of high school pretty much the same size I had started it. That's okay, I thought. Freshman year is pretty much an extra year of middle school. No big deal, I've got plenty of time to grow. My second year, I started to get nervous. Sure, I was growing, but at that rate, I knew it was a long shot I would ever play basketball professionally. And for those of you who see me play, you know it's probably a good thing. Junior year, I resigned myself to my fate. What could I do? Some people are just born with genes that make them bump their head on door frames or tear shirts every time they flex. If I could ever fit into sweatpants bigger than extra smalls, I would be happy. Today, I stand before you at the height I'll probably be for the rest of my life, a strong 5 feet 6 inches. Obviously, 5'6" is on the low end of the spectrum, but despite what anyone might say, it's average. If you look behind me, you'll see that the class of 2015 is made up of all kinds of people of all different heights. There are a couple of people shorter than me, thank God, and a whole bunch taller than me. What I only just now realized is that inside each and every one of us, no matter how big we grew or didn't grow, is the same scared little kid that first walked through the high school gate. No matter how much we might try and convince ourselves that we've grown up, that we're ready to leave home and try and make it on our own, there will always be doubt. Doubt in our own abilities and in each other. We're not unique in this respect. At a certain point, everyone has to live their own lives. What divides the successes from the failures, or as Mr. Steck would say, what divides the pretenders from the contenders, is effort. Winston Churchill once said, continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Sure, if you're talented, you've got a leg up on the competition. But whether you're doing something nerdy like engineering, or something noble like nursing, or you're like me and just want money, fast cars, and women, success only comes if you want it more than anyone else. Yokota's class of 2015 has the potential to change the world. So to my fellow graduates, I say get out of the house, Put down your phone. Volunteer. Be spontaneous. Nothing can stand between you and triumph with a little effort. Nothing. In the words of my hero, Kanye West, we'll keep on rising until the sky knows our names. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As students and teenagers, we often get completely caught up in our own lives in high school, trying to make everything work. We want to go out with friends, play every sport we can, and attend all the school events, while also trying to excel in academics so our parents don't ground us. More often than most will admit, we fail to notice how much our parents have done for us. They are the ones who help us get through our busy lives. We forget that before we had cars, they were our chauffeurs, driving us here and there often at the last minute. They were our doctors when we didn't feel well, but didn't want to go to the clinic. They are still our personal chefs, keeping the kitchen open for all hours of the night. And thankfully, they are also our ATM machines.
They've also been our biggest cheerleaders. They've been that nagging mosquito in our ear. We constantly try to shoot you away when we feel our way is better, but you never give up on us.
Above all else, our parents are our support systems.
We will miss the times you tried to catch up with our latest slang, telling me that my swagger is not on point. We will miss the times you tried to join in on our latest dances, and when you couldn't figure it out, you just went back to the Cabbage Patch dance. You have always given the best advice. I will never forget when you told me that we never lose, we just learn how to not do something again, so that next time, we can have a better outcome. Moms, dads, we love you very much, and we believe that we are assigned as yours for a reason. Adopted, blood, or step, you took on the challenge, and I must say, you did a very good job. Moms and dads, on behalf of the graduating class of 2015, we wanted to remind you all that we love you.
And we know that you're all proud of us.
Graduates, please join Rachel and me as we give our parents the flowers.
Rising into your eyes, oh my, how
Dave. Come on. Good job. Good.
Class of 2015, please return to your seats.
Daddy, you gotta.
1,000 pardons. That's right.
To all distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends in the class of 2015, I would like to introduce our honorable commencement guest speaker, Mr. Daniel Kong. Mr. Kong graduated from West Perry Senior High School in 1979 in Pennsylvania and subsequently enlisted in the United States Marine Corps during September of that year. He attended Spanish language school at the Defense Language Institute and completed tours at various duty stations worldwide in the signals intelligence occupational field. In 1994, he was appointed to the rank of Warrant Officer and later received his commission as a Chief Warrant Officer II in August of 1995. He retired from the Marine Corps in late 1999 and took the post as the Senior Marine Corps Junior ROTC instructor at Springfield South High School in Ohio. During the 10 years that he served as an instructor of leadership education, Mr. Kong also coached the cross-country team, served as the elective department chair, and acquired his teaching certifications in social sciences. He moved to Yokota Air Base in August of 2009 to accompany his wife of 25 years, Mrs. Karen Kong, a Dodia kindergarten teacher. They have a daughter, Ariana, and 2 grandchildren, Liam and Dayla. Mr. Kong has been actively engaged with the Yokota High School for the past 6 years as a substitute teacher, interim algebra teacher, special education aide, and in the front office, working with office automation. I am sure all of us who have walked into the front office, whether we were late, needed assistance, or just wanted to hang out, will forever remember his welcoming smile and quick wit. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our guest speaker, the one and only Mr. Daniel Kong.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished visitors, parents, family, friends, and of course, most importantly, class of 2015. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here. If any of you did the numbers on that, you'll know why I need these. And of course, just in case, I brought one of these. Hopefully I won't need that tonight. Well, I've spent the past 4 years, and this marks a full 4 years that I've been in the front office, which just happens to coincide with the 4 years that the class of 2015 has been part of Yokota High School. And I must say that every single day when I get up to come to work, it's a pleasure. I can't remember a single day when I did not look forward to it. And those days are not done, of course, but I won't lie, I do look forward to going home at the end of the night, too. That's a wonderful thing, too. But coming to work is a pleasure and a privilege, and I truly enjoy it because I think that teaching may be the noblest of professions. There's just no doubt about it. Even during my time in the military, I was fortunate enough to be an instructor and on instructor duty, and that's how I developed my passion for education. And so for the past 36 years, I've been serving my country in various capacities and enjoying every minute of it. But the past 16, and especially the past 6 at Yokota High School, have been extremely pleasurable. I do get the full 45 minutes, right, Ms. Sealy? Okay, never mind. All right, I'll keep it very brief. All the good stuff's already been said. Even Nick stole my comic relief. I don't know what to do with that. So I'll try to make some things happen. But I'm going to go forward with a couple of things. Lee Iacocca, some of you may remember him. He was a famous CEO of Daimler Chrysler for a while. He's quoted as having said at one point in time that in a perfectly rational society, the best of us would be teachers, and everybody else would have to settle for whatever's left. And I thought about that, and you know, when it comes to being rewarded for what you do intrinsically, as Kissy said, it truly is one of the greatest things that you can possibly do. So when I read stuff on the internet, and I've come across a few tidbits here and there that say that American students are beginning to lag behind the rest of the world academically, statistically speaking. Another great quote comes to mind that was made popular by the late, great Mark Twain, aka Samuel Clemens. He said, you know, there's three kinds of lies in this world. He said, there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm pretty sure he knew what he was talking about because he's credited with some pretty wise things. Let me give you some good statistics that I know of for a fact because I have access to all these records. First and foremost, the class of 2015 has an average cumulative grade point average of over 3.2. That's pretty impressive. Among them, they received over 60 college acceptance letters. There's only about 60 of them on the stage. Now, some got more than one. And of course, 5 or 6 of them are already enlisted in the military or going to a military career field via the college track. So that's very impressive. They have received in excess of $500,000 in scholarship money. Unfortunately, parents, that still leaves you about $2 million in the hole. I feel for you. Good luck with that. They have second mortgages for that sort of thing. So where's the problem? And that's the question I have to ask is, where's the problem? Why would American students be lagging behind? Well, I've come across a pretty interesting just body of facts that I think you'll enjoy. Now, you may have seen it or heard it before, but it bears the test of time and is worthy of repetition. You see, English is the most widely used language in the world. So 1 in 7 people speak it. More than half of the world's books are written in English. And 3/4 of international mail is in English. Of all the languages, English has probably the most robust vocabulary with a word body in excess of 2 million. 2 million words. That's a lot of words. And it's always changing. The words are always evolving. I'm pretty sure that if 40 years ago I would have said in front of my friend's mom, hey, wait a minute while I Google it, she would have said, not in this house, you old young man. But anyway, that's not really the problem itself, the vocabulary. It's the usage of the language. It's the one language that seems to break every possible rule of usage. Every time. Without exception, there are no exceptions. So I'm going to go through a few things that, once again, I bet you've heard before, but they're still great. And here they are. So if we take it like this, we say that pro and con are opposites, right? So does that mean that Congress would then be the opposite of progress? I think that we're probably finding that more true than we'd like to admit, unfortunately. Why is it there's no egg in eggplant? I just want to know. There's no pine or apple in a pineapple. It's kind of crazy. And there's no ham in a hamburger. English muffins were not invented in England, and French fries weren't invented in France. Quicksand works slowly. Boxing rings are square, and a guinea pig is neither a pig nor from Guinea. I don't get it. So American students are doing pretty good so far. If I have 1 goose and I have 2 geese, then does that not mean if I have 1 moose, I have 2 geese? And if I have 1 index and several indices, is a box of Kleenex full of Kleeneces? Here's one that really gets me. If I have a whole bunch of odds and ends, and I get rid of all but 1, what do I call that thing? Because I don't know. If a teacher taught, is it then not true that a preacher praught? This one's kind of gross. If a vegetarian eats vegetables, what does a humanitarian eat? try not to think about it. In what other language do people drive on a parkway and park in a driveway? They recite at a play and they play at a recital. We have noses that run and feet that smell. That's not right. How can a slim chance and a fat chance be the same, but a wise man and a wise guy are the opposite? Overlook and oversee are the opposite, but quite a lot and quite a few are the same. I get lost in these things very quickly. And did you ever notice we only talk about certain things when they're not there? You'll never see a horseful carriage, a strapful gown, meet a sung hero, or experience requited love. At least not in saying it that way. And have you ever met somebody who was combobulated, gruntle, ruly, or peccable? No. And you have to marvel at the lunacy of a language in which your house burns up as it burns down. You fill in a form by filling it out. And your alarm clock goes off by going on. That's kind of strange, isn't it? Well, the good news is English was invented by people. It was invented by people, for people, used by people, and of course it's always evolving because of the interaction of people. So when you tell me that American students are not doing as well as the rest of the world, I say, well, I think we're doing just as much or more because we've got more to do it with, and we're doing it well. And of course, we continue to show our success in so many ways, and the class of 15 has been an absolute honor and a privilege to work with over the past 4 years, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it, and I'm certainly going to miss it. There's no question about that. So, a couple last things to add. A few more quirks in the language. The stars are out, and they're visible, but the lights are out and they're not. And if I wind up my watch, I start it, but as I wind up my speech, I finish it. So I want to wish the best of luck to the class of 2015, and whatever they do, I already know they're going to do great things. There's no question about that. So I thank them for the opportunity, the honor, the privilege of being here, and for you as well, and the pleasure of working with you over the past 4 years or more in some of your cases. And I just want to wish fair winds and following seas to everybody out here. Thank you so very much.
Good evening. I'm Cynthia Sanders, Senior Counselor, and I've been given the privilege to announce the names of our graduates as they receive their diplomas. I ask that you please curtail your applause and your screaming, or if you must, make it short so that we can hear each graduate's name. Remember, there are other mothers out there also. Jaden Anderson. Alberto Artega. Leo Austin. Layla Beebe. Christopher Beanstabor. Kira Bradley. Shalana Brown. Tiffany Burrow. Raquel Christian. Sarah Claypool. Kai Cohen. Christy Coleman. Jacob Conger. John Crate. Jonathan Crompton. Gino Delbridge. Philip DeLisi. Adrian Denson. Danella Donato. Alicia Elam. Tyler Espinoza. Julio Ferrer. Kumi Fisher. Dakota Francis. Kylie Hayes. Joshua Hambrick. Cody Hansen. Raymond Hernandez. Ray Hernandez. Chris Hill. London Jackson. Emilia Klimkin. Andrea Coker. Joshua Lambie. Stephen Lampa. Jack Little. Brittany Little. Trey Lucas. Jack Malone Jr. David Matos. Taylor McDonald. Micah Mosley. Jermaine Neal. Miles O'Dane. Rachel Phillips. Justin Tho. Victoria Bernard. Rondo. Parker Russell. Sharif Saxon. Julia Skelton. Christian Sonnenberg. Teresa Talley. Tamia Thompson. Alicia Trask. Nicholas Torres. Cheyenne Turner. Carolee Weaver. Ethan Williams.
the English language to get a basket of rocks. That's all I have to say. No. There's a lot of things you can associate with what a rock would be, but they told me as they were coming by, it's a good thing. It's a basket of rocks to add to the flower garden, or the memorial garden. So, thank you for the rocks. Seniors, please stand. On behalf of the Department of Defense Education Activity and its director, Mr. Thomas Brady, the Department of Defense Education Activity Pacific and its director, Dr. Linda Curtis, along with the Japan District Superintendent, Mrs. Lois Rapp, I have reviewed and certified your official school transcripts and now have the honor and privilege to announce that you, as members of the class of 2015, are now graduates of Dakota High School. And now Tori has one final instruction for you from Dakota High School.
Please bear with me, seniors. Before I speak to my class, I would like to speak on behalf of my class and give a few final thank yous. A final thank you to our parents. If it weren't for your love, support, and that little, or sometimes big, extra push, we would not be on this stage right now. A final thank you to our teachers for how well you have set us up for success. A final thank you to Mrs. Moon for stepping in and being our principal this year. A thank you to Mr. Barr for coming back as our assistant principal and reminding us that we are the best school in the Pacific. A thank you to Mrs. Wagner and everyone else who helped make tonight run so smoothly. And if I could have Miss Seeley come out really quick. Mrs. Seeley stepped up to the challenge of being our senior class sponsor even when she was going through very tough times. Thank you so much for putting up with us doings this whole entire year. The graduation tassel symbolizes success. Moving your tassel from right to left is symbolic of the crossing over from high school to your next step in life, whether it be college, the military, or anything else you choose to do. After graduation, be proud of your achievement and put your tassel on display. Place it in a frame, on your rearview mirror, or even hang it up on your wall to remind you that you've made it this far, that you did it. You have worked 12 hard years to this moment, but this is just the beginning. I have hope for each and every one of you, and I am so proud to say that I am from Dakota High School's graduating class of 2015. Thank you for letting me share this experience with you. So now, graduated seniors, it is my privilege as student body president to lead you in the turning of our tassels. On the count of 3, please move your tassels from right to left.
1, 2, 3.